Welcome back to the Life and Times of Mulch. That's me, and today we're looking at stages 9 to 16 on building the Moomin house. Now, as I said before, this is a build review because I'm not actually building it on camera, but I am reviewing every 8 issues, what I've done since the last 8 issues. Now, we've had issues obviously 1 to 8, and this is issues 9 to 16. With me so far? Great, I'll carry on. Issue number 9, we built a couple of intricate things. We built, I don't know if you can see this, I'm going to bring it up to the camera very closely, a little coffee grinder and this little coffee table. And also on the coffee table, the drawer does pull out. I will put a photo of this on the screen now. Okay, so that's a photo of it. It's all been stained up and all been put together. This is literally, I had a guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's about 20 pieces just to this little table. So there's lots of detail going on. I really like that. And the little grinder as well, which actually turns. I'll try and put a picture of that up as well. So we did that in issue 9. In issue 10, I haven't actually got it out of the packaging, but you get a little lamp. And it's very small, very diddy. There is probably a way of making that light up with some LEDs, which might be an idea, but it is very small. It has to be a very small drill hole, but we'll see. Little lamp you get in issue number 10. Also in issue number 10, which I'll show you in a minute, you do get a ceiling to the room that we've been doing, plus you also get some wallpaper. It's just peel and stick, so you get some wallpaper sheets as well. Before we move on to issue 10, because in all these issues you will be starting to make up the walls of the building. So very carefully you need to take the floor off that you prepared and not gluing. This is the ceiling part, and you place your walls in. Now none of these walls have been glued in. The only bits that have been glued in are the rafters, which I'll come to in a minute. But basically in issue 10 and 11, the framed walls that we built up, put very thin plywood over the top, glue that on, and then we cover them frames with the correct wallpaper. This has also got a wood trim in it as well. We'll come onto the door in a minute. Also in issue 11, we built this quite simple looking table, but again, this table, don't know if I can get a close-up view. This table has got 4, 5, 6 parts to it, and you needed a nice sort of raw blue, so I diluted some of it. I mixed a little white and a little dark blue and got this nice blue. I just had a couple of coats on it, so that looks quite nice now. I'll put a picture of the table up here, or maybe here. I don't know, but there'll be a picture of the table. Have a look. In issue 12, you get this little character, and this little character is called Sniff. And I will put a picture up of Sniff here. That's a close-up picture of Sniff. It's pretty cool, don't you think? Sniff. So you get that in 12. You also get to make this very intricate little mirror. Now, there is a cover on the glass, so it will be a lot clearer than that, but I've left it on for now until it goes to the final thing. Then I'll peel that off and you will see the mirror in all its glory. But it's also got a little hanging bar, and this is all lots of little pieces again put together quite nicely and then stained for the house. speaking of the house, you do the first of the rafters, which are these in issue number 12. So basically you put these pieces together and then glue them to the ceiling, but you don't glue them to the walls. Very important. In issue number 13, we put some more rafters on, and they are this one? No, this one. So we put more rafters on the ceiling there. Again, glued to the ceiling, not to the walls. And in issue 13, you make the first of our 2 dining chairs. Now, I think you'll agree it's turned out quite nicely, but not quite as nice as the picture in the book. If I show you the book, you'll see also not only are there cushions on the back and the seat, but there are also cushions on the arms. Now these are tiny, so if I show you again how tiny the arms are to the chairs, to get them little cushion bits I really struggled with and made the executive decision that I wasn't going to do those, so they're not on. But here is a nice close-up picture of the chairs now. In issue 14, you get another chair. I actually did the chairs both at the same time, it just made it easier. But they're my 2 little chairs, and I think they came out quite nice. You've got to try and get them the same colour as the table. I think you'll agree. Did a fairly good match. Here's a picture to show the table and chairs. And then also going back to our last set of beams, rafters, whatever you want to call them, on the ceiling. Again, they're not stuck to the walls, they're just stuck and stained to the ceiling. Keeping hold of this, in issue 15 we start to make our door. That's this way is the right way up. It's our little door. Now I do have some pictures of this door when it's stained and not stained, which is here. Quite a nice door. So you stain that, and you also do the wood trim on either side of the wall. And there's little pins inside the door so you can open and close your door. And I think you'll agree that's turned out really nicely. I do have a couple of little rough bits of my wallpaper that I'm not really overly happy with, but overall the wallpaper went on pretty well, and I think the trim looks good also. Also in issue 15, there's this little guy. Now I don't know if you can see him. I'll hold him there for a second, but I will put a picture of him just here. And he's called the Ancestor. I think he just lives in the home, makes it his own little house. And then in issue 16, we start to make the dresser, which looks like this. This is basically what the wood looks like when it's not stained up. So this is the bottom half of the dresser. They also give you the doors, which I'll place on here, and you can have a quick look. Obviously the doors will go on like that, and they will have handles on, and that will all be stained as well when we do the top half. And as I've already said, in issue number 16, we complete putting the door frame on and putting the door on around our room here. So quite a lot, I think you'll agree, that we did in 8 issues. It's coming along nicely. If I just place this basically on the floor where it's going to be, I won't push it in, but it sits like that, so you get an idea. This is the ground floor, and then there'll be another floor and another floor, and then the attic. So you can get a good idea of size and a good idea of scale of the rooms. And I think the beams, I think you'll agree, the beams are really effective. I'm looking forward to, I don't know when they come in, but there are some like windy stairs that go up on each floor, so that should be good fun when they come in. I think the most complicated bit I did with was the chairs and these seats. They do provide you with like clear plastic ovals that you double-sided sticky tape your material to. They give you plenty of this, and then you can double-sided round it. So that's not too tricky. It's a little bit fiddly, but not too tricky. I just was going to really struggle on the arms. I did have a go, but I failed miserably. So hands up, I won't be doing that. But I think they look all right. Might do some little touches on the arms with just a bit of paint. I'm sure that'll be fine. And there you go. That is from 9 to 16 of the MOOMINHOUSE. It's going to look really good. I think it's going to be about that big when it's done. It's going to be a fair old size. I don't know where I'm going to keep it, but anyway, I'm really enjoying this build. This is a nice one because there's lots of gluing, so things take time, but it's a nice one just to stick something rubbish on the telly or stick some music on and just sit there and do a little bit of gluing and painting and a little bit of crafting. Oh, I have been touching up the hat and coat stand with some white paint and a little stool as well. So they've just been touched up with a bit of paint. Now I'm using acrylic paints for this, which are good because you can water them down, you can thin them down, but you use whatever paints you want to do. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the build. I'm looking forward to my next set of 4 to come. I get 4 at a time. So once I get that 4 and the next 4, obviously I'll do a review of the next 8 so you can see how I'm getting on and where I've got to on the Moomin build. But for now, that's it. Stages 9 to 16, so that's the next 8. And I'll see you here next time on A Life in Times of Mulch for the next 8 when we go 16 to 24. I think that's right. I was never very good at maths. See you then. Enjoy. Bye bye.